So yeah, we took the Nio ES8 out for a drive, and as you can see, the 360-degree camera was on as we exited the parking area. Now the driving was really smooth. I was sitting in the back in the start to get a feel for the backseat passenger area, how that felt. As you can see, it's pretty spacious. There's a lot of room in this car. You also have a great view out. This car we had, it actually came with the Nomi assistant, and you can see that assistant in the middle there with two eye sockets just above the screen. So yeah, as you can see, the camera is actually active for a long while. It's still on as we're driving, and you can see this panoramic roof is really it's huge, and you can probably open the first section. I didn't see a button for it, but you can probably do that. Yeah, and other than that, we did speak about the battery as a service thing that Nio has. So the range on the Nio is pretty normal or above normal. You have a VWLTP of 500 kilometers. The charging, however, is pretty slow, as it can only charge up to 100 kilowatts per hour, around 90 mostly, and then that will mean it will take some time to charge a battery that is 100 kilowatt hours, right? However, because Nio is going very heavily into this battery as a service thing, they are saying that, hey, we can change your battery from 0% if you're there to 90%. We'll have batteries charged in our battery as a service, yeah, let's call them drive-ins, and you can just drive in and have a battery in a few minutes. So that process is automated, right? You get near the drive-in for the battery building, and then you press a few buttons on the screen, and then the car takes over and actually reverses into the building and positions itself correctly. So it's nothing. You won't be able to actually do anything wrong. If something happens, it's just the car's yeah, that is not properly configured, or yeah, it would be an accident, right? But right now, I've seen a video on that, and it seems to be pretty easy to do. So you're driving in there with a battery that is almost, yeah, let's say it's 10%, right? You don't need that battery anymore. All right, swap it out. Put in a new one at 90 kilowatt 90 kilowatt hours. So yeah, that's a pretty hefty thing, you know. So the issue will be, where will Nio build these drive-ins for battery swapping, right? They will need to put them in strategic places, and will they be able to, for example, put one near each, let's say, Tesla supercharger station? I mean, will they be able to do that? Because that's how good it needs to be, right? It needs to be available for if you're thinking about driving this car, for example, down to Europe, to Germany, you need these battery swap stations at intervals at around, let's say, 200 to 300 kilometers. So yeah, that'll be an issue, and Nio right now, they have started building these battery swap stations, and the good thing is that with battery as a service, you can actually upgrade your battery to a higher, denser, larger battery when that is available in the future, we are told. So yeah, Nio is taking this route, and honestly, Tesla was thinking about it, right? Or they made it, but they didn't want to go further with the battery swapping thing. So they went with the superchargers instead, and they could probably have done both, but that wouldn't make sense. So they went with the superchargers. And honestly, I think they are reaping the benefits of that every day. People are buying Teslas because they are so easily charged. The charging opportunities are so readily available. Yeah. So as I was sitting in the back, I looked around. Yeah, and touched stuff to check the quality. Mostly it was good. You have some space in the door, and the leather seats were nice. And in the back you had the 7th and 6th seat, and some luggage room all the way behind that again.
Now this is comfortable. If people can sit in the back now, can you? How do you feel the legroom is there?
Still have a reasonable amount of legroom.
You still have 5 centimeters up at your knees, right?
Yeah.
And I have also 5 centimeters, I would say.
I would say
but
6.
The height is not so good. So my head is butting up against the roof here.
I would say probably the 6-seater version is the better version to get.
The 6-seater version is probably better if you don't need the 7-seater.
Oh, because it's
back
half a seat.
with the ES8, Nio ES8, and now you've probably seen one of these before, right? But have you seen one that opens up this quickly? Ha! That's really quick. I mean, it's magnetically connected, of course, I believe, and then you just slightly press it, and look at that huge mirror. I mean, every girl will want this car. This is a really large mirror with nice lighting features. Look at this. This is what people should be building in cars, not these small mirrors in most cars. Yeah, nice. Well done, Nio. Excited about...
Ja, hva kan jeg hjelpe deg med?
All right. But that was actually a... you have a button also to engage the voice commands on the steering
Jeg
wheel.
hørte deg ikke. Fortell meg igjen.
Øk temperatur til 24 grader.
Den er grei.
Den er grei. Du har den på 27. So yeah, you can give voice commands, and that's pretty much like any car nowadays, right? But in addition, I have to say Nio has done the let's call it the user display here with settings for radio, for car settings.
Hei sann.
The
temperatur til 21 grader.
temperature and showing. Let's see the data
Ingen
for
problem.
travel distance. Sorry.
Bro, what are you doing?
Let's see if we can find information regarding energy use. And right now I would have to say that's not as easy as I believed. Let's see, how do we get into the menu again? We go here. Where can I see? Alright, that's really interesting. Forbruk. Okay, so right now we are driving at about 90 kilometers per hour and doing 6.1 kilowatt hours. Spending that. That's the total. That's the total usage for this trip. So that's just going up, right? Yeah. So that's not the average. The average is 29.5, as you can see, and that's pretty normal, I guess. I mean, that's probably comparable to the Audi e-tron, and this car weighs in at, you know, it probably weighs in at just above 2 tons.
I think it's well above 2 tons.
The Hongqi was 2.7 tons.
Yeah, I would say
This is probably 2.6, 2.5. It's a bit smaller, maybe not that much smaller actually, just
Close to 2.5.
maybe 2.5 tons. Yeah,
Check it out.
I have to check it out, of course. I will be quality checking that later. Yeah, so let's try to accelerate when you can. All right, and then we ended up behind the Toyota, which is braking, so there will be no acceleration going on there. And there we have it, flooring it.
No, that wasn't flooring.
That was not flooring because
no room to floor.
there is no room to floor. Yeah, that's true. There is some traffic at this hour here in Oslo, driving out of Oslo towards the airport. Now we can floor a bit more, and we easily passed that G-Wagon on the right. No competition from the military. Yeah, so acceleration is nice. This is a heavy car, right? So I'm not sure about the amount of horsepower we have here, but it's probably closer to 500 horsepower, something like that, in that ballpark. Range of 312 kilometers, but that's highly dependent on how much you press the gas pedal, right? What does the car say? The car says we have there's not a whole lot of information actually from the instrument panel. Activating the self-drive.
Pilot er aktivert.
So this Nio Assistant will tell you pilot is activated, and so the car is driving itself right now.
Bro, reduce your speed, bro.
It reduces my speed because
It's an adaptive cruise, yeah. But
yeah, so I obviously either the speed here is lower than I believed, which was probably a momentary lapse of concentration on my part, though I do have full control of the car, so there's no need to press charges. But it did speed up a bit, and then it slowed down when it read the sign, so that's a positive thing. And right now we're going to look at a 90 sign, and then we are adapting the speed to that. Yeah, that's nice. So the pilot, it seems like it's in
no, it's not adaptive.
yes, it is.
No, you're at 116 in the.
So but it's not trying
No,
to
but
be
it's adjusting according to the one. In
yeah,
front
it
of
is.
Yes.
So I haven't touched the autopilot speeding settings. It just was at 100 and something. When we were at the 100 section, it was the zone where there was 100 and something, and then it was, yeah, so.
Bruv, you're lucky the coppers
Anyway.
don't see you, bruv.
I'm just trying to row my boat here. So,
What the heck, bro?
I think I just need to do this manually.
Pilot er deaktivert.
Yeah, who needs a pilot when the car is as engaging as this is, right? Who needs a pilot?
Yes, it's an amazing drive.